Welcome back, dear viewers. And now we are discussing our main topic today in our breakfast show, the European-Egyptian significant partnership, as the EU is supposed to be our largest trade partner, and the EU, or the European Union, is considering Egypt as a key partner in the main region, the whole region, the Middle East. And he's a strategic partner tackling all the stability and security in the main region. Of course, it was that was in the framework or in the sideline of the meeting yesterday between President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and the chief of the EPP, or the European People's Party, in the European Parliament, Mr. Manfred Weber. It was a significant meeting tackling all the obstacles for the investments in Egypt concerning the EU, of course, the FDI, how Egypt is paving the way for investors and addressing and tackling all the obstacles for investors. We're going to discuss this in detail, Sandra.
Yes, sure. We are delighted to have our dear guest, the Ambassador Ayoub, Mahmoud Ayoub, former commercial minister. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our breakfast show. Please, I would love to ask you about the Egyptian-European relations are currently witnessing major developments in investments. So what's, in your opinion, are the most prominent of these developments?
It is a strategic development between Europe and Egypt. Europe, when I say Europe, it is EU and Egypt. When the heads of states and leaders of 76 countries coming to Egypt to sit with the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, this means that they understand that Egypt is a main power in the Middle East, also a dynamic force in the region, and also influential and a hub for investment. So there are many dimensions in the relation between the European Union and Egypt, and this is very important for both countries, or both parties, I mean, so that we develop our relations to a strategic partnership which will be beneficial to the peoples of both parties, and also for the near future, and also for the Middle East as a whole.
Yeah, your ambassador, Your Excellency, of course, the political side, we are supposed to be really a strategic partner, trying to stabilize the whole region and tackling a great and vital role in stabilizing the whole region, ending the war in Gaza and Lebanon, and of course de-escalation in the region. Moving on to the economic side, and talking in particular about the EU as the largest trade partner for Egypt. Concerning also the Egypt-European or Egypt-EU investment conference, which have been hosted by Egypt in 2024, it witnessed also the deals with like over $40 billion. So how you analyze the partnership, the strategic economic partnership with Egypt and the EU?
The economic and commercial part of this partnership is very important. We can say is a backbone of the relations between Egypt and the European Union countries, because they see that Egypt is a good and safe and stable hub for investing in the future. When I say investing in future, I mean investments, I mean industry, I mean green energy, all these aspects. When we see that European companies are coming to Egypt, to the Western Desert, to Marsa Matruh, and even to Siwa, to invest in the vast resources of energy and other mineral resources and agricultural resources and so on. This means that Europe is looking to Egypt as a good hub for safe investment, for the near future, and also to stabilize situation in the Middle East, and also it will reflect on the influx of illegal immigrants to Europe, and Egypt is a good hub in this respect to prevent any incursions in the European Union through illegal immigrants from some African countries.
So the European investments in Egypt affirms that Egypt is a promising region for investments. How do you see that?
Investment is a very important aspect of relations between the two parties. When we see a vast big projects, and whether in the Suez Canal area or in the Delta, on the Upper Egypt, that is South Egypt, when we see that European companies are coming to invest in these areas, it is mutually beneficial of course, for them and for Egypt, and at the same time, it is quite lucrative market. When I say lucrative market, I'm speaking about a market of 110 million consumers. Also, another aspect of the investing in Egypt is that it is a springboard or starting point for going to African countries, because Egypt has good relations with African countries, many bilateral and multilateral agreements between Egypt and African countries, and this is a good hub for the European companies to come invest in Egypt, and from Egypt they can invest in other African countries and export to other African countries, thanks to the good relations between Egypt and its African brethren, and also because we are familiar with the African markets, which is very important. We have commercial offices in these countries that give us a clear idea about what to invest, where to invest, and when to invest. That is very important for the European companies and also for the Egyptian economy. And when I say Egyptian economy, I mean basically investment and exports.
Yeah, Your Excellency, moving on to the Egypt as a replacer for the Russian gas, as the EU is considering Egypt now a successor for supplying the gas to the whole Europe, especially in particular for the winter season, to bridge the gap made by the sanctions hanged on the and being overhung on the Russian country after the Russian-Ukrainian war. How will you also elaborate this?
The aspects of economic cooperation between Egypt and other countries, basically European Union, are several and multiple, and they are increasing with time. When we are speaking about investing in this region, I would say this region not only in Egypt, but also in North African and African countries. So the European countries are looking to Egypt as a good hub and the promising hub for more investing in several projects, whether in energy, in infrastructure, in industry, in land reclamation, and in clean water, and also in environment, better environment for their countries. And at the same time, Egypt is making good efforts in these countries because we need investment and also they need our markets.
Yeah. Also concerning the pivotal role which Egypt is playing nowadays and long time ago actually in eliminating the illegal migration to Europe through the Mediterranean Sea, and how the European side is really appreciating this pivotal role being played by Egypt. How you also analyze this?
Egypt plays a dominant and important role as far as illegal immigration is concerned, because our borders, whether on the Mediterranean or other borders, are quite compact and can infiltrate it in either direction. That is why European helping Egypt in this respect by supplying material, supplying machinery, supplying even the boats, so that they can ensure that Egypt is in a safe place, and also it is a safe place for them to cooperate with, and we prevent illegal immigration to Europe. And this is a major issue, a political issue, I can also say, as far as the Egyptian-European cooperation is concerned. That's why European countries find it is important for them to cooperate with Egypt in every aspect as far as legal immigration is concerned, and also for the near future, they want to stabilize the situation in the Middle East, starting from Cairo, from Egypt.
Yeah. Concerning the microfinancial assistance deal in the agreement with the EU, and also the what we call it the paving the way for investors, coming back to investment, of course, because it's a main crucial issue within the relations with the EU. Of course, Egypt is trying to pave the way for all investors and to tackle all the obstacles. Also providing a friendly investment environment. How you also find this within the framework of the economic reform objectives of Egypt and Egypt's vision of 2030?
Egypt is paving the way for the right investments in its economy. That is why the new investment laws has promulgated and issued, and which it is an investment-friendly environment in Egypt. That is very important for investors. They want stable market, promising market, and also a big market. When there is a legal framework for this cooperation,
Special, as you mentioned, your ambassador, your excellency, within the with the green technology and the green hydrogen, of course.
that is the most important and new aspect and new phase of the cooperation between European countries and Egypt, because green energy and also the power projects which we are seeing in Egypt means that the European countries have a stake to and have a role to play as far as energy is concerned. And Europe is thirsty and it wants a lot of energy, and Egypt is a good place for them to invest in this respect, and we are exporting energy to several European countries now.
Yeah. I believe we can build so much. We can build so much on the last Egypt-EU investment conference, which have been held in Egypt in 2024. We can build more on that investment conference. I mean, bringing or getting more investments from the European side, as they really appreciate our role concerning this. So, how do you comment on this? I mean, how we can expect or anticipate more investments in the in 2025 with the new version of the Egypt European Investment Conference?
This strategic alliance between Egypt and Europe began with investing about $6 or $7 billion. That is just the beginning.
Yep.
When just the beginning is $6 or $7 billion, this means that European countries are looking to Egypt as a very lucrative hub for investing in the future, and that is why they are coming, investing in Egypt, and also increasing our capabilities to export. When we say export, we export energy to European countries, we export many things, and also we are importing know-how and sophisticated technology from European countries. That's why European countries are having a stake in Egypt, and they want a stable and lucrative and big market for the European companies to come and invest in Egypt.
So thank you so much, Our Excellency, the Ambassador Ayoub, Mahmoud Ayoub, the former Commercial Minister. We were so happy to have you over the phone. We will have a short break and be back.